Good morning, everybody. Today is the 2nd of April, day 32. Last night a cold front came through. At one point in time in the shelter last night, I was hot, took my balaclava off, opened my sleeping bag, vented out, but then cold front came through and it dropped, and man, it got cold. And right now I'm walking into a wind that's pretty brutal, pretty cold, so now's the time I'm going. Why did I send my gloves home? I've got this hiking gloves. They're okay, but man, I could definitely use, hey, there's some sunshine coming out. Could definitely use a little warmth. I got all three of my hiking layers on right now. So hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Goal today is to 7.8 to the next shelter, assess, see if I try to get down to Newfound Gap. I've got enough food for tonight, no food for tomorrow. So it'll be a hungry hike to Newfound Gap, but it's only like 5 miles. So see what we can do. Take care, everybody. Bye. Oh my, isn't this magnificent? Look how far you can see. You see the dam way down there? Wow. That is just beautiful. This is cool. Been walking in some pine forest here. The first time on the AT. You know, that you walk through pine trees. This is kind of neat. Very beautiful. Very windy and very cold, but very beautiful. Well, this is the trail that leads to the trail that leads to Clingman's Dome. It's a little bit uphill. I thought maybe I'd bring you along for a minute or so as we walk through this old growth pine forest. Much different than what I've been walking through for the last 200 miles. And oh yeah, at the trail crossing here at Clingman's Dome, I go over 200 miles. So it's kind of awesome. I think my grandkids would love to come for a walk through here. So to their parents, if you ever take them out to the Great Smokies, make sure you head south on the AT. I'm about 2 miles from Clingman's Dome right now. I don't know if that's the trail intersection or if that's the dome itself, because it's about 0.5 off the trail. So it's a 1 mile commitment to get there. This morning earlier it was in the clouds. So I've been there twice before in my life. Once with incredible views, once with bad weather. So I've seen it in both extremes. So I probably will skip it and continue on, but we'll see. They do have snacks up there, and the thought of a Snickers bar right now is pretty overwhelming, believe it or not. Back in normal life, I could care less about a Snickers bar, but man, out here, calories per ounce can't be beat. And man, it just tastes good. Now my downside is the bears like it too. So you got to be careful with your wrappers and make sure you keep all that stuff up in the bear bag. All right, that's about 2.5 minutes. I think you guys get to see what some of this looks like, and sorry it's all jumbly. I'm using my iPhone versus the action cam for this. I haven't used the action cam very much. It's just without having the mount, and the mount tears into my shoulder, it makes it a little bit harder to do things spontaneously. Anyway, well, everybody, hiking on. We'll see you later. Bye. Okay, everybody. This is Clingman's Dome, and I was mistaken. It's not a half mile off the path. It's just if you take the path down to the parking lot, then it's a half mile brutal climb up, but the Appalachian Trail actually just passes almost underneath it, just off to the side, no more than about a 20-yard hike up here to the base, so it's kind of hard to pass on it. Alright, so it is a clear day today. Pretty nice. Hey guys, how's it going? Get a little windy, huh? See what it looks like. Oh, yeah. It's cold. Even the wind chill is about 20. But it's a beautiful day.
Be a lot warmer, Lucas.
Frost on the trees. So view to the south. It's an eastern view. There's a western view. Awesome views today. Awesome, huh? And the AT's just right down there in the woods. Alright, time to hike on. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hey everybody, let me give you a recap for day 32. As I came off of Clingman's Dome and walked the 3.9 down to the trail turnoff to Mount Collins Shelter, I looked at the time. Was making some pretty good time, about 3:30. Started looking at the weather and looking at my food situation, decided that I would try to get down to Newfound Gap. So as I got to the turnoff, there was a log there, and I sat there and I looked at the mileage, and just had the feeling everything would work out okay, even though I knew that most of the hotels were already full for the night. There's a place called Grand Prix that caters to hikers. They don't take reservations. A lot of people left really early this morning so they would get down. I just felt, just go for it. So I went ahead and started down. In the end, it's about an 8.5 mile descent down to Newfound Gap. So it did take its toll on my knees and my ankles and my arches. And so I decided that instead of just one night, probably two would be better. Plus, tonight is supposed to be a really hard freeze here in town. Here and down in Gatlinburg is beautiful. All the flowering trees are out in blossom right now, and so it's kind of nice. Just prior to Newfound Gap, about a mile up, there's a place where you go through these hog pen fences to keep the wild boars out of a certain part of the park. And there was a place to sit and make a phone call, and I called up the Grand Prix and said, hey, you know, I'm about a mile and a half from Newfound Gap. I know you don't take reservations. Do you have anything for tonight? And because it was just me, he said, yeah, I got a place for you, so come on down. So with that, I got down to Newfound Gap, started to hitchhike. Didn't go real well. Called for a taxi. It was going to be a minimum of $40, and just as I hung up, a guy pulled over. A guy that I met actually up at the tower there at Clingman's Dome. Excuse me, a nice man who's one of the volunteers and retired executive with the Nuclear Energy Agency or something like that, International Energy Agency. So a really nice man. Gave me a ride down to the Grand Prix, and went ahead and booked it for 2 nights. I mean, not a great place. It's got those old motor hotels, you know, so it's got a bed, it's got hot water, it's got a television, so, you know, the comfort's of home, right? And so anyway, that's where I am the end of day 32, excuse me, 32. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and I'll give you a recap of what's going on for day 23 and where I'm at. Hey everybody, so today's day 23, and it's a resupply day for me down here in Gatlinburg. The Grand Prix is where I stayed. Right up the street there's a Bennett's Barbecue. They have an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, which I enjoyed, and then I had to figure out how to get some resupply. And this is where I guess the experience of somebody who's tried to do it comes into effect. Okay, so not really a place around to resupply. There's this little Daddy's grocery, but it's like bread and milk stuff. So which what you end up having to do is we had to go to Food City, which is on the other side of Gatlinburg, which basically means taking trolleys. So after I figured out how to do this, the bottom line is take any trolley to the aquarium, and at the aquarium you take the yellow or blue line out to basically City Hall, which is across from Food City, and from there you do your shopping and then catch it. It's about a 45-minute cycle, so it worked out just about right to get the resupply. Expensive though. For what I bought here for $110, I got for about $60, it seems like, in Franklin or Hiawassee. So just be prepared for that expense. It's pretty here though. A lot of things blooming, but it takes a while to make this run. I started at 11 o'clock. It's I think it's past 2 now. It's going to be 3 by the time I get back to the hotel. So this is not a fast turnaround. Sending something to the post office is not any better because it's out near where the food line is. So you do the same process to get a box from the post office. It looked like the Grand Prix had accepted some packages and brought boxes, but it might be wise to check with them first before sending anything there. Other than that, not going to make it through the Smokies in 8 days now, so that means I need to go to the Sugarland Visitor Center here sometime tomorrow on the way up to extend my permit. Not sure how that's going to work. It may be that I have to hitchhike again, so we'll see. Anyway, take care and hike on. Bye.